one of the biggest regrets I have is that I didn't learn testing when I was a junior developer. I just wrote code, refreshed the page. If it worked, fine, we'll push it up. Nobody taught me how to do testing. Nobody taught me testing at college or university. And I could have very easily dropped testing. There's lots of people out there that say that testing wastes time and testing isn't beneficial. And it certainly wasn't beneficial for the first 2-3 years when I started learning testing. It was actually more of a hindrance to the overall project that I was working on. However, now I've come out of that and I can actually now see that testing is beneficial and will make me more of an efficient programmer with more confidence of my work and my work on other people's work. I don't think I'll ever stop doing testing. I want to try and write more tests, in 2020 and 2021. I think it's very important. So I think if anybody's listening to this and they think that, they're going through the motions of trying to learn the differences between unit tests and all of the other tests involved, how to write mocks, what to do and what not to do, the differences between TDD and sort of testing later and all of this stuff. I think that you need to continue on the struggle because there is light at the end of the tunnel. It took me a long, long time to appreciate tests. I hated them. I absolutely hated testing code. I thought it was pointless. I thought it was a real waste of time. Tests became extremely fragile when I wrote them. And I guess some of the tests that I'm writing now are fragile too. But I think that next year I would be better for doing it for this year. So I think that if there's a junior developer listening to this or watching this, I would suggest that if you're looking for something to improve you as a developer in 2020, consider learning how to write tests. Or just get a book on testing and read it, and just try it out. And try and persevere with it because it is really challenging. It's one of the hardest things in programming because, as I mentioned before, you have to rejig your mind because when you start learning to code straight off, you've never written a line of code at all, you don't test your work. You do it in a visual way. And testing in an automated fashion means that you have to write the test to check your work. And then you go on the next step up where it's test-driven development, and you're now having to write tests before you write the code. So you've totally flipped how you started to learn the code on its head. Because no longer are you writing code, you're writing tests before you write the code, which is such a mind shift.